advantage of the situation. Now I really owe you. At least I'm putting it out on the line. I'm trying to make it right. Shut up and listen, no more excuses. It's too confusing. Shut up and listen, you want affection without complication. Love gets in the way, I'm pleading with you, so.
Hey, I'm Leja Siv Harju, and I'm here with Elyse Haren from Elyse in the Aftermath. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Great, thank you. A pleasure. So tell us a little bit about your music. I understand that you're kind of the creative mind behind everything, and tell us a little bit about your history with music and how you got started. And
Well, I've been singing since I was really little, probably in my crib, and it took me a really long time to put together that I could write my own songs. I did a lot of other things, acting growing up, and dancing, and musicals, and something was always wrong with musicals, because like the orchestra was underneath the stage, and I was like kicking my heels up and singing, and I was like, this is not right. Like, I love to sing, but this is not it. So I went to college in New York for a little while and discovered there that I really wanted to do rock and roll, and came back here and started writing songs after I went to a Fleetwood Mac concert, like a reunion concert.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And that was kind of it. I just loved the idea of putting, my mom was an English teacher, and my dad went to the High School of Music and Art in New York City, like the Fame School, and so together, my dad sings some opera, and my mom is a writer, and it kind of came out as a songwriter. They had a child that was a songwriter.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, so I just started writing my own songs. I was really not a great actress because I felt like I had something to say just as me, and I didn't really know how to dive in and be another character.
Yeah.
And then I really fell in love with, Stevie Nicks. All the 90s girls like Alanis Morissette.
Yeah.
And Tori Amos and all those fun people. And then I think I went back and realized that I really wanted to make some more fun music pretty recently. And so I got really into, we opened for Berlin a few times on the road, amazing 80s band, and I realized how much I loved that kind of synthy pop rock sound that just reminded me of, being a really young kid and hearing, Cyndi Lauper and Pat Benatar and Madonna and all those sort of people. And so I decided that's where the future of our music is going to lie.
So the singles EP, is that out already, or is that forthcoming? Or?
It's forthcoming. That's actually, we did a pledge music campaign that's still going on. We have till tomorrow night, but we actually just met our goal. We're actually it's at 99%. I shouldn't say that. So you can still pledge, and we'd love it. We're probably within $100-$150 of our goal. And I just decided that I was going to do an EP that was filled with a bunch of singles. Initially, we had the idea of doing it with a couple of different producers and things like that, and we're still kind of tossing that idea around. So I've just been doing demos with the band, synth pop demos on my own, kind of playing all the instruments myself, and then doing, I'm going to do some kind of really weird stuff with just the drummer and kind of track things and see how we decide what the sound is what we're going to do with it.
Right, pick a song on the album and kind of tell us about it. Like, what's your favorite one? What does it kind of mean to you? And
I'd probably have to say there are probably a couple of songs on the record for a couple of different reasons. Probably concept-wise, I wrote this song called One Photograph that was about a childhood picture of me sitting in a Santa Claus hat when I was like 6 years old, going to a choir to sing for some holiday concert or something like that. And looking at it, and I was kind of just playing the piano, and I just bang on the piano because I'm really a guitar player, so I don't really play the piano when I say that, just FYI. And I was kind of playing this little melody line and looking at the picture like, what does that girl know that I don't know anymore? What did that girl want that was so sure when she was 6 that I've forgotten, now, 20, 25 years later. So I think that's, it was kind of about that and that innocence and getting back there in one photograph to remind you of what you're going for and who you are. And that's how the band name actually came to be. It was one photograph of the aftermath of what became of me. And I always thought the aftermath, a lot of people have said that it was kind of an unsavory name for such a kind of I don't know, I have an ex-boyfriend that always told me it was unsavory, and I thought it was kind of a beautiful way of saying the beginning, you know, and the aftermath is what happens once the songs are taken out of my hand.
I actually met you at the Gibson showroom event in September, and Chris Arena was performing there, and she told me before the interview that she was working with Chris Arena. So what do you have planned with him?
Well, Chris and I, you know, we met when we did a Planet LA event. I think it was back in May or something like that. Planet LA Records is just an amazing, supportive group of people that, you know, rally around independent artists, which is really, really rare and really cool. And Chris and I met, and he heard this song I was working on that I wrote with another friend of mine named Kevin Daniel, and we just sat there. I played him this song, Lost on You. He's like, this is a really cool hook. This is a really cool song. And then 2 days later he called me and said, you know, I'm running around to meetings and everything, and I should be singing my own hook in my head, but I keep hearing this song, you know, and then I realized it was your song, and I really want to work on it with you.
You're at 99% right now on the Pledge Music campaign, the funds that you've raised. What happens when you reach 100%?
When we reach 100%, then we will actually have the campaign funded, but you can actually still pledge to be part of the EP process and our recording process up until the release date. And then when it's released, then, you know, then we'll move on to something else. But it's something that, you know, we've worked really hard to raise the money, and we've chosen the Keep Abreast Foundation and their Non-Toxic Revolution as our choice charity. And they're just somebody I really believe in terms of, I really like the idea of giving back while you're making music, because I feel like, I think just asking people for money is always really hard anyway for anything you do in life.
Absolutely.
But if you can give back to something at the same time that you really do honestly believe in, I think that's really important as an artist, to be a part of something like that. At least for me it is. So, you know, the Non-Toxic Revolution is kind of the portion that I've really fallen in love with of the Keep Abreast Foundation. And they are exclusively about eradicating chemicals from our household, like food and products and things like that, and cleaners, and because a lot of they say that 90% of breast cancer and cancers come from our environment and not from any family history.
Absolutely.
So it's all about the things that we keep putting in our body, preservatives and cleaners and the kind of chemicals that we're around.
And food.
And food. And if we can get, you know, you don't need something that lasts on the shelves 4 years, you know. Like,
Yeah. It's not natural.
You know, if it will last in you, that preservative will be there 4 years, you know. And so it's really, it's exciting because they're doing petitions and kind of involving people and involving youth and going on the road and stepping into rock tours and being a part of it and going out into the community, as opposed to having, you know, like a race or something where it's all about that charity. Like, I like the idea of just disseminating information kind of as a virus that way.
You also think of yourself as a role model to different kinds of girls. Is it hard to be a female singer-songwriter and just musician in general, to put yourself out there like that?
I think I would be really lucky to be a role model, but I think it's really hard to even, I mean, I think the nature of being an artist is that you have a lot of, you know, insecurities, because I think everybody has a lot of insecurities out there for, you know, whatever it is. And really, I was just talking to a friend about this. The insecurities, it's more, if you think less and do more, you don't have time to be insecure. And that's what I'm trying to, in any way, you know, get out there. For me, in order to feel like I could play music, I needed to play guitar. Like, I needed to be a part of the band. And, you know, not just, I felt uncomfortable just holding a microphone for a very long time, which is really weird. I felt really strange about it. And I think that I didn't know what to do. And it's weird because I grew up on stage, but it still felt really weird. Like, I wanted to be grounded to something. And so I guess that the best role model, you know, that you could be to anybody is just, you know, go after your passion and work for it. Because music is something, to me, that if you take the time to learn how to write songs and craft songs, or learn how to play an instrument, it will really give back to you, which teaches you so many lessons in life. You know, so I think that that's just, you know, really important. And I think that it's really hard to be a kid today. It's really, really hard to be a kid. I don't know what I would have done had I had Facebook, you know, in junior high school. I mean, and it's incredible. You know, I have a really good friend of mine, she has a couple of kids who, you know, are in that age, and it's just amazing to watch the way they interact, and then they have to block each other on Facebook, and
when they get in a fight.
Yeah, they get into a fight, or somebody's sending some sort of picture or text around, and it's you know, when kids are growing up faster and faster and faster these days. We're going to be playing, hopefully, the Troubadour before the end of the year with a bunch of our friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to try to do that and do some sort of holiday drive kind of event.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your website, real quick, too, so that people can donate to the pledge as well?
Well, our website is ElyseInTheAftermath.com, and it's ELYSE in the Aftermath. And at Pledge Music, it's pledgemusic.com/projects/Elyse. But if you go to my website or you go to our Facebook page, which is Elyse in the Aftermath, or add me on Twitter at Elyse411, there are links everywhere to the pledge campaign.